Wow, beautiful, beautiful poems to learn from. Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud under the burgeonings of chance. My head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how trait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. Oath. We are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers and world forsakers on whom the pale moon gleams, yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. With wonderful deathless deities, we build the world's great cities, and out of a fabulous story we fashion an empire's glory. One man with a dream at pleasure shall go forth and conquer a crown, and three with a new song's measure can trample an empire down. We in the ages lying in the buried past of the earth built Nineveh with our sighing, and Babel itself with our mirth, and overthrew them with professing to the old of the new world's worth. For each age is a dream that is dying, or one that is coming to birth. Wow. Sonnet, vain in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes. Vain in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I alone besweep my outcast state. The trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like no one, like the one more rich in hope, feature like him with friends possessed, desiring that man's art and that man's scope with what I most enjoy, contented pleased. Yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, happily I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of the day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns to at heaven's gate, for thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. She walks in beauty. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and steady skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect of her eyes. Thus mellow to the tinted light which heaven to gaudy day denies, one shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven trace or softly lightens over her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and over that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent the smiles that win, the tints that glow but tell of days and goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. You should not seek to know is a sin, which ain't the gods have given to me, which ain't to you. You know not, should you taste Babylon numbers, how much better to suffer whatever will be, whether Jupiter assigns many winters or the last day with now the tertium sea weakens with opposite pumix. Be wise, strain the wine, and cut back hope for a long life in a short time. While we talk, envious time will flee. Seize the day, trusting as little as possible to the future. Wow. Let's travel mentally to the sea cottage of the Horace, or maybe his girlfriend, just a few decades before Jesus Christ's birth. The winners. What the moral who writes may read. When the night is thick and the tracks are blind, a friend at a pinch is a friend indeed, with but a fool to wait for the laggard behind down to Kenya, or up to the throne he travels the fastest who travels alone. White hands cling to the tightened tree, slipping the spur from the booted heel. Tended voices cry, turn again. Red lips tarnish the scabbarded steel. High hopes faint on warm earth stone. He travels the fastest who travels alone. One may fall, but he falls by himself with himself to blame. One may attain unto him to self. Loot of the city is gold or fame. Plunder on earth shall be all his own who travels the faster and travels alone. Wherefore, the more ye help in and stayed by a friend in the hour of the toil, sing the heretical song I have made. His be the labor and yours be the spoil. When by his aid and aid his own, he travels the fastest who travels alone. Do not go gentle into that good night. Wow. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at the close of the day. Rage against the dying of the light. The wise man at their end, no darkest right, because there was had folk no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in the green bay. Rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun is in plight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes, could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, blaze me now with your fierce tears. I pray, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. The guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be cleaning you out or some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful to whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I want to be yours. Let me be your vacuum cleaner breathing in your dust. Let me be your Ford Cortina I will never trust. If you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot. You call the shots. I want to be yours. Let me be your raincoat for those frequent rainy days. Let me be your dream boat when you want to sail away. Let me be your teddy bear. Take me with you anywhere, I don't care, I want to be yours. Let me be your electric meter, I will not run out. Let me be the electric heater you get cold without. Let me be your setting lotion, holding your hair with deep devotion, deep as the deep Atlantic Ocean. That's how deep is my emotion, deep, 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 deep. I don't want to be hers, I want to be yours. A dream within a dream. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You're not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream, yet if a hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore any the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand, how few yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Life is fine. I went down to the river. I sat down on the bank. I tried to think about with good, and so I jumped in and sang. I came up once and hollered. I came up twice and cried. If that water hadn't been so cold, I might have sunk and died. But it was cold in that water. It was cold. I took the elevator 16 floors above the ground. I thought about my baby. I would jump down. I stood there and I hollered. I stood there and I cried. If I hadn't been so high, I might have jumped and died. But it was high up there. It was high. So since I'm still here living, I guess I will live on. I couldn't have died for love. I could have died for love, but for living I was born. Though you may hear me holler and you may see me cry, I'll be dogged, sweet baby, if you're gonna see me die. Life is fine, life is wine, life is fine, fine is wine. Be glad your nose is on your face. Be glad your nose is on your face, not pasted on your some other place, for it fit were where there it is not. You might dislike your nose a lot. Imagine if your precious nose was sandwiched between your toes. That clearly would not be a treat, for you would be forced to smell your feet. Your nose would be a source of a dread. Were it attached atop your head, it soon would drive you to despair, forever tickled by your hair. Within your ear, your nose would be an absolute catastrophe, For when you were obliged to sneeze, your brain would rattle from the breeze, your nose instead through thick and the thin remains between your eyes and chin, not pasted on some other place. Be glad your nose is on your face. Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling birds of May. A summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of the heaven shines. And often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death break thou wardest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou grows, so long as man can breathe or cry, eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. A red, red rose. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love's like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass. So deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till and the seas gang dry. Till and the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of the life shall run. And fare thee well, my lovely love, the fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles to autumn. Season of mist and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, comprising with him how to load and bless, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the hedge eaves run, to bind with apples of the mosses cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd, the plum, the hazel shells, with a sweet kernel to set budding more, and still more little flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy stove? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on the granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-reaped furrow sound asleep, drowned with the fume of the poppies, while thy work express the nick sweat and all its twin flowers, and sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady the leaden head across the brook, or by a cypress with patient look thou watch the last oozing hours by hours. Where are the songs of the spring, or where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too. Why barred clouds bloom the soft dying day, that touch the stubble plains with rosy hue, then in a playful wailful joy the small gnats moan among the river sallows borne aloft, or sinking at the light wind lives and dies. A full-grown lamb loud bleat from hilly bourne, hazy crickets sing, and now the treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden crop, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. Wow, the tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could flame the fearful symmetry in what distant deep of skies? Burn the fire of thine eyes, and what wings dare ye inspire? With the hands did seize the fire, and what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what did hand or what dread feet, what the hammer, what chain in that furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp, terrace deadly terrace clouds, when the straws threw down their spears and watered heaven with the tears? Did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely than the temperament. Rough winds do shake the darling birds of the May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date, sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shine, and often in his gold complexion dim. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance of nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou wast, Nor shall death brag, though once in his shade, when in eternal lines to time the grows. So long as men can breathe or the eyes can see, so long as lives this, and this gives life to thee. Even more. Shakespeare on jealousy. Jealousy and the suffering it inflicts on lovers is at the heart of the Shakespeare's letter romantics. We must not stay here longer. Your dismission is is come from Caesar, therefore hear it, Antony. Vias Fulvia process. Caesar's I could say both. Call it the messenger as is I am Egypt's queen, the blushless Antony, and the blood of thine is Caesar homage to else to thy cheek. Pay shame, then shall tongue fulfilled calls the messengers. Is whispering nothing, is leaning cheek to cheek, is meeting noses, kissing up inside lip, stopping the career of laughing with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty, horsing foot on foot, skulking in corners, wishing clocks were most swift. Hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind with the pin and the whip, but tears only, they could unseen be wicked in this. Is this nothing? Why, then the world and all that is it is nothing. The covering sky is nothing, Bohemia, nothing, my wife is nothing, nor nothing, have these nothings, if this be nothing. Lachimo, if you seek for further satisfying under her breast, worthy the pressing lies a mole round proud of that most delicate lodging by my life I kissed it, and it gave me the present hunger to feed again, though you do remember this strain upon her. Stain upon her, and it doth conform another stain, as big as hell can hold, were there no more but it. Lachimo, you will hear more. Though age from folly could not give me freedom, it does from childishness. Time to live or die. How many fond fools serve mad jealousy? That had made him mad. I'm sorry that the better heeded men. I'd not quoted him. I feared he did not trifle, and meant to rake thee, but beshrew my jealousy. By heaven, it is as proper of to our age, to cause beyond ourselves to our opinion, and as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. To my sick soul, as since true nature is, each toy seems prolonged to some great amiss, so full of artless jealousy's guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilled. Oh, how hast thou with jealousy infected the sweetness of affluence! As doubtful thoughts and rash embraced despair, and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy, for that I do as suspect the lusty moon hath leaped into the sea, the thought whereof doth all like a poisonous mineral gnaw my inwards, and nothing can or shall contain my soul till I am evening with him wife for wife, or selling so, yet that I put on the more at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. As I confess, it is my nature's plague to spy into abuses, and oft my jealousy shapes fall they are not, that are not. Oh, beware, O Lord of jealousy, it is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on, that cocotte lives in bliss, who, certain of his fate, loves not his wronger. Trifles light as air and are to the jealous confirmation strong as proofs of holy writ. My foolish rival with that her father lies, only for his position are so huge is gone with her along, and I must after, for love thou knowest is full of jealousy. Why should I not had I the heart to do it, like the Egyptian thief to point of death, kill that love or savage jealousy that sometimes ever snobly. There may be in the cup a spider steeped, and one may drink depart, and yet parting no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if not one present aboard ingredient to the eye made known, how he had drunk, he cracks his gorge, his sighs with voided hems, I have drunk and seen the spider. How canst thus for shame Titania glance at the credit of the Hyperion, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Does not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Perignon to the whom he ravished, and make him the fair eagles? Break with way with Adrena and Junia. These are the forgeries of jealousy. Shakespeare on lawyers and the law. Shakespeare mentions law more than any other profession. One play in particular, Measure for Measure, is an ideal play of lawyers. It quizzes the legal immediacy and raises fundamental questions of law and morality. Legal themes permeate the play and drive it the attention of both lawyers and non-lawyers alike. Good counselors lack no clients. One character announces in the first act, and we know near the start that we are watching a play about law. Push him out of the doors, and all my officer to such a nature make an extent into his house and do this expediently and turn him to going. Wow, the law as a as. Just a quick note about further notations. Who's a man that is not angry? Come not between the dragon and his wrath. Let grief convert to anger, blood not the heart engage it. The tiger-footed rage, there is no falling her in the fierce way. I understand the fury in your words, but not the words. Come with not within the measure of my wrath. Shall be to me as few as the fire and beauty and the tyrant of flames. Shall to my flaming wrath be oil and flax henceforth I do not have to do it pretty. Mean I am in front of the house of the York into as many goblets will I tuck out it. As wild made your young empress dead. Now it cruelly will I seek out my flame, what makes him dead. With angels shall bless his unworthy husband, he cannot drive unless her prayers whom heaven delights to hear and loves to grant, retrieve him from the wrath of the greatest justice. The canons of the wow, beautiful, wonderful, la 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 la. Find the passion. Embark on this project only if you're passionate about it, because it's passion that energizes you for a long haul. If not, you will inevitably tire of it and probably will not stay with it. Know your why. Why are you doing this? For me, writing in my journal helps clarify why it is important to me. Ask yourself, how will your idea impact your life, your career? How will it help others, your family? Write out the plan. The best intentions can get lost if you don't have a roadmap to follow. Write about a business plan for your idea that includes tangible action steps. Make them specific, give them a time frame. Make it a daily habit. Sometimes to make our big plans and dreams come true, we have to fit them into whatever else we are doing in our lives. You have to find a way to incorporate this plan into your daily life so that it becomes as routine as brushing your teeth. I did this with my blogging. I got up early in the morning and wrote during my coffee time. Instead of reading the newspaper, I gave myself just enough time to write a post and get ready for the work. And I did this for years. Now my routine is to write and blog in the early evening when I get home from my job and before it is time to make dinner. And thankfully I've understanding. Stick with it and have the big picture in mind. Where are you aspiring to do? Don't let anything or anybody discourage you. Just do it. Eventually, if you keep the end goal in mind, you will get there. You really will. And when you do, it will be so worth it. The greatest oak was once a little nut who held its ground. No matter how much we want things to stay the same, life is all about change. Sometimes changes for the better, sometimes it's not. But no matter what things are changing, we need to be able to let go and move on. Whether it is the death of a loved one, a painful breakup, a business failure, a treacherous betrayal, holding on to past pain and resentment will only hold you back. Here are some things. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. I think that the power is in the principle of moving forward. So you have the confidence to move forward. Eventually gives you the confidence when you look back and see what you have done. Beautiful, beautiful. If you are going through hell, keep going. Sooner or later, we'll all get to go off our past. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go, but rather learning to start over. When life seems hopeless, rearrange things for a dose of dopeness. In the process of letting go, you will lose many things from the past. You will find yourself. Even if you fall on your face, you are still moving forward. And cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. The only thing a person can ever really do is keep moving forward. Take that big leap forward without hesitation, without any looking back. Simply forget the past and push toward the future. Change has to come for life to struggle toward. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. When the world is at the back, your heart is at your feet, the best way to go is to just be. A bridge can still be built while the bitter waters are flowing beneath. Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go. To let go is to release the image of the emotions, the grudges, the fears, the clingings, the disappointments of the past that bind our spirit. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. You have got to make the conscious choice every day to shed the old, whatever the old means for you. There's an important difference between giving up and letting go. Some people believe holding on, hanging in there are signs of great strength. However, there are times when it takes much more strength to know when to let go and then do it. Forgiveness means letting go of the past. Courage is the power to let go of the familiar. If you love something, you have to let it go. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. All the art of living lies in the life fine mingling of letting go and holding on. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need. Nirvana means to extinguish the burning desire, fires of the three poisons, greed, anger, and ignorance. This can be accomplished by letting go of dissatisfaction. When you let go, you're truly free. You don't need strength to let go of something. What you really need is understanding. Open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values. You have got to know when it's time to turn the page. Life moves on, and so should we. Study the past if you would define the future. Sometimes you have to take a step back to move forward. Break hearts. Hurt, but they will make you strong. Life moves forward. The old leaves wither, die and fall away, and the new growth extends forward into the light. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we are curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Even a rock moves on. Time flies, people change, you are not always needed. There are times to move forward and places to let go. Let go of your attachment to being right, and suddenly your mind is more open. Holding on to believing that there is only a past, letting go is knowing that there is a future. You can only lose what you cling to. Letting go doesn't mean that you don't care about someone anymore. It's just realizing that the only person you have control over is yourself. Making a big life change can be scary, but living with regret is also scarier. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop trying to force others to. Some things that holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it's letting go. Forget what hurts you, but never forget what it taught you. Dwell on what went wrong. Instead, focus on what to do next. Spend your energy moving forward together towards an answer. Aha, so beautiful. Wow, beautiful, beautiful poems to learn from. Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the burgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade